He trashed her home 15 years later. She legally took his. My mother-in-law is quite well off. She owns many rental properties, and she and her husband had a huge house just outside New York City. The house had an indoor pool, sauna, elevators, and was worth well into the 7 figures, being only 5 minutes from downtown Manhattan. Sadly, her husband passed away. She remarried and moved out of state, putting the house up for rent shortly after. A broker approached her with 2 prospective tenants, who were music producers with some legitimate acts. One was the business guy and the other was the talent, whom I'll call Ben. At first, the business guy made sure the rent was paid on time. They used the house as a place for artists to relax and work on music. After a couple of years, the business guy and Ben had a falling out. The business guy left and Ben stayed. Initially, Ben continued paying rent on time, but after a few months, payments became late and later. By itself, that's not the worst thing. Owning real estate involves such risks. But then, Ben started getting aggressive and even racist as my mother-in-law insisted she needed to be paid. My mother-in-law is not mean, but values politeness and manners above all else. Finally, she had enough and evicted Ben. After eviction, they assessed over $100,000 in damaged cigarette burns in the carpet, stains on walls, pool filter, and plumbing damage. She took Ben to court, won, and had a lien placed on all his property. Ben was broke except for his home, so she didn't bother trying to collect more and just moved on. Fast forward about 15 years. My mother-in-law received a notice that the bank was foreclosing on Ben's home. Because of the lien, the bank asked a judge to dismiss it so they could collect from the home sale. She planned to contest this, but then got clever. She approached the bank and said, "Sell me the house at fair market value minus what I'm owed, and you'll save on foreclosure costs, brokers, lawyers, etc." She had cash on hand, so it was a win-win for everyone. The bank agreed, and she bought the house for almost 25% below market value. That 25% was money she was owed anyway, but she hadn't expected to see it again. Of course, given all of Ben's terrible behavior, she wasn't going to take the house quietly. She found out the day Ben was moving out and stopped by. Ben had some trouble placing her. It had been over a decade since they last spoke. But once he realized who she was, he cursed her out. She didn't say a word, just smiled. Since then, she has rented out his home to a lovely family with no issues.